But to say, hey, you don't have discipline, that's a little triggering given the circumstances that one person has been in versus another person being in. And that's all I say.
I mean, just because you have higher status or you know than another person don't mean that you have your self-control is different than the other man. You just run into it more. You might just run into it more, but you can still self-control is self-control. Once you got self-control, you got self-control over few or over many.
And you know, the crazy thing is about, like I said, I look at men. Me personally, I base the man off his ability to have self-control. Anybody can be loose, you know what I'm saying? What's up, guys? Coach Mont here, and I got another reaction video. You know, I just did a little short, shared today, I think, about the little Cam Newton, talking about self-control, even talk about the value of a man in self-control. So we got this clip right here.
They're trying to really penetrate the idea.
Ace Hood and Cam Newton did a little interview podcast. So we're gonna react on this. And they talking about, right here in this clip, they talking about self-control, self-worth, and the value. And I want a lot of men to listen to this because we are too just as valuable as the woman, if we think we are. So let's get in this clip, man.
It's like, is this really what you wanted to do? Or you was forced into this? And I'd say all that to say, how have you been able to battle temptation in your relationship?
Great question, bro. Well, for me, battling temptation. So this is my outlook, my look on how I see that with the temptation thing. If I'm being real. So obviously, before my wife came into my life, I was the boy. You know what I'm saying? So I've had my.
And I don't even think Cam caught that, but he said a big key point just right there. He said before his wife came into his life, he was a boy. See, and the Bible say when I was a boy, when I was a child, I put away childish ways. See, boys don't have no self-control. I don't care how old you is. When a man lacks self-control, and he's the wind can blow him up, he can see a girl, or he can see something that quickly just distract him and take him. Now he's trying to, in always pursuit mode. Then that man is unstable. So you got the same person with temptation, that with probably options and stuff, but one, like I said, one person can hold it and another man can't. It's just ability. Does a man want to hold? Does he want to demonstrate self-control over something, or do he just want to be loose, a child, without self-control? Let's get back to it, man. This is how Ace is gonna explain how he stay faithful and how the average man stay faithful when a boy. It's hard for a boy to stay faithful, and that's why it's not good for boys to try to get in adult relationships.
Fair share of women doing whatever I want, boom, boom, having fun, whatever. I learned very earlier on, bro, that I had the power in that. So I was never the type of man that just wanted to share myself with a bunch of women. I always felt like I was a man of value, and I always seen that once you connect with somebody on that intimate level like that, it changes the circumstances of things. And that didn't all.
I want a lot of men to understand it, man. Like what he just said. Men, we are just as valuable as women. So it's not good for us to be out there running the streets, putting our energy in every woman and thinking that's what men do. No, that's what boys do. When you become a man, you, like you said, you hold yourself. Men are just as valuable as the woman. If you don't want a woman to sleep around, we shouldn't be sleeping around. Because like you said, just like him, me, same way I am. That's why I got married young. I got married when I was 21. Me and my wife been together for 22 years. I got married young. Why? Because I know I don't want to be out here sleeping. I'm just as valuable as my woman. We both valuable. We both are valuable. You gotta men gotta look at themselves as just as valuable as a woman. Don't expect nothing from a woman that you not. So if you pure, then you can expect a pure woman. But if we got flaws, meaning we've been sleeping around, we just as devalued as a woman. So don't look at somebody that's flawed like you and looking like you better than them. Let's get back, man.
Ways work out well for me. So a part of my change and evolution was for me realizing that that's a part of my power. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get it out to bomb. I can't just get it out to anybody.
Can't get it out,
and
man.
it's just coming in the game because I always felt like what made me step out of the game with that of just knowing of like, bro, they gonna always be there. Like I'm gonna be in the game, whatever gonna always be me.
Women gonna always be there. So if you can get self-control now, you have self-control later. You can't say, well, I'm gonna wait till women disappear. Well, like you said, women's gonna always be there. So the quicker we gain self-control of ourselves and learn that we possess the value as men, then the quicker we'll go out here and attract a value that we are.
Like the females or whatever, that's gonna be there. Like it's no matter what you do in the world, like they're gonna be there. And if you turn your eye, you tune yourself to that frequency, they're gonna be there. So for me, I already had that strength in terms of the temptation aspect of it. So me, that's actually the easier part for me, bro. To be honest, dog. So
and you hear the same thing, like I said, two men, you know what I'm saying? I put the clip out, Cam Newton, two men that both have the ability to. Cam Newton said he had no self. He said he got self-control, but like I say, when a man lacks self-control, if I see a man with self-control in one area, especially like sports and stuff, then you know any man can apply it in another area. It just depends on, does that man want to apply self-control in that area? Is it beneficial? Or sometimes where I can sleep with multiple women because I can. And just because you can doesn't mean you got to. That's the easiest thing a man can do is be a loose man. It takes no sense. You don't have to. And me personally, I want to have self-control. I don't just want to be no one-trick pony. That's what we call them. If I can, and now it's not only a one-trick pony. It's also a man that's going through life on a high horse, thinking he better than somebody. We got to humble ourselves and have self-control, have dominion, and realize that women are gonna be here, man. The man who can settle down, get stable with one woman, build a foundation deep, that's going to build a more better, long-lasting legacy than versus you out here trying to spread your seed wide and far. Because anybody can do that. It don't take a lot of self-restraint to be out here, be a single man, and just like, I ain't trying to get committed. Because it also, I ain't played the other clip, but when you get committed, it also makes you bring out the best man. Because I can go deeper in myself versus me just. We got to think Jahari Wendell. There's certain signs of you that you just won't see if you're not in a committed relationship. You won't see it.
When I got into a situation, there is like for my wife, first of all, I'm always like analyzing people and I call forth my wife. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things in my life I call forth on. I pray about it and I call it forth. So it's not like just a shop. You know what I mean? So I started positioning myself even when I was with the mother of my children and me and her just, you know what I mean? I'm pulling up at her house 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, seeing my kids sleep. That dynamic wasn't healthy for me, dog. So I realized I'm like, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You can't move like that. So realizing I'm like, what if they did? Like, what if your daughter was someone like this and the man was showing up at these particular hours? So she was the first change to that in terms of recognizing the power that I have by retaining. You see what I'm saying? By keeping that. You feel me? Because now I got to say so in the power to be able to say, yes, I want to do it. And now you just shake in my face. And then now I feel like, now I'm turned up. It's like, nah, I got the power.
Man got self-control.
Say that it's beautiful. And decide to say that, nah, I don't want to indulge in that. So
it's the same person. Ace and Cam, but Cam used his situation as an excuse. He said that's why he can't be faithful, because he got a lot of options. We don't want to use excuses because excuses sound best to people who sing it. Men, going forward, man, if you watching this video, man, there's nothing more, I would say, fulfilling in a man's life than to have self-control and not be pulled by women. That was the first thing that Adam fell for, because his wife told him to do it. He do it because his wife put the little fruit, probably was good-looking fruit, in his face. He bit it. We don't have to keep biting the fruit. It's forbidden. Don't keep biting the fruit, because not only it devours a man just like it devours a woman anytime we sleep it around. So have self-control. Have dominion over yourself.
For me, like I told myself, I'm gonna take that serious. I don't play with marriage. No. I'm not that type of guy. I don't play with, you know what I'm saying? I'm very intentional when I do something, dog. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, if we're gonna get married, we're gonna do this. We lock it in. She came into my life, And so for me, working through different things, like I might have, you know, there might be issues where I might be feeling lax sometime in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? I like to get on, you know what I'm saying? Wifey might be like, hey man, I'm only like 2, 3, you feel me? I'm like 5, 6 times, like, you know what I'm saying? So it might be a little lack in that area, but I also still have to recognize, and for me, look at me and say, all right, what's in you that maybe you need to deal with, or maybe you need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your relationship with this particular thing? But also know that you don't own her body, you don't own, so, you know, so thinking about that type of stuff. But for me, man, I care more about my legacy. I care more about being a great person than just like running around with this female or like doing this particular thing. Like,
and that's what it boils down to, man. We gotta realize because people talk about leaving legacy. I know everybody want to leave this legacy that we talking about leaving behind. The best legacy you can live with, you're gonna be with one woman. You rather having kids with one woman, one family. So them kids can learn to grow together. Because if you got all these different kids, different places, them kids ain't gonna like each other. One person gonna feel like you gave one person more time than the other. And then you're gonna poke all your money. Legacy comes with money and knowledge. If I'm a single man, then the thing that I'm leaving in my family, especially if I have boys, don't get married. Be loose like daddy. And then now all of a sudden, now you got a generation of kids that don't want to be married. A generation of kids that think it's cool to be loose and just be out there with no self-control. They think that's the version of a man. And I thank God that I was one of the first ones to break that mold in my family. Got my kids want to get married, but not only that, I got my brothers among us that I told them, gave them advice. Calm down. Get you a good woman. Settle down. And both of them are doing just that. They got them a good woman. They settle it down and they live in life and they get stable. And the more they getting stable, the more they grow in every other area. Because stability is just not, if you can, like I said, self-control, if you can apply self-control in one area, stableness in this, then you're going to realize that that's going to be the template that a man can set forth in this generation. Stableness, consistency, and stability. Because you don't want to pass down anything less than that.
So that's how I hold out on the temptation, bro. I respect mine no matter where I go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how you do one thing is how you do everything, bro. So hey. How I am with my wife.
And I'm a firm believer in it. How a man do one thing is how we do another. And I believe if you can do one thing in one area, then you can do it in the other. Like I said, just a matter of do you want to do it. And I believe a lot of men possess the power to be committed, to get firm, get stable, and to change the direction of these dating. Now, we say we keep everybody. Me personally, you're not a man. That's the only boys think men are men if they got multiple women. That's like a man that's, you think a crazy man is the one that out here robbing people. No, you a man, more likely a man without self-control. So if you can you can have self-control in one area, I know you can apply self-control in another area. You just need to do it. I know you can.
It's the same way I would treat another, you know what I'm saying? Like, I treat
everybody with
respect and love.
And have respect. Just do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Expect with somebody, but you would have them expect from you. Sometimes you got to do more than that. Sometimes you got to expect more from somebody, as long as you would expect more from yourself. Like I said, but most importantly, be a man of value, be a man of integrity, and you're going to attract a woman of value and a woman of integrity. But don't expect to attract more than what you are. Because people know who you are behind closed doors. And a man that sleep around is just as valuable as a woman with one kid. Me personally, a man that sleep around is just as devalued as a woman that sleep around. In the Bible, fornication was fornication. They both were stoned if they was having sex out of wedlock. Not just the woman, they both were stoned. So be a man of value, have some integrity about yourself, get stable. If you got a good woman in your life, settle down, man. From there, you build the foundation. The foundation and legacy is built deep, not wide.
Right.
I catch the other part of this video, man. You know what I'm saying? Good little interview. He really got into it, you know what I'm saying? So, good stuff. So, check this out video, and I'll catch you in the next one. They had vision, and together, they built the life that they love. Go out there, build a life that you love. You control it. See you in the next one.